One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color, because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
What's up, y'all? This Controversial Shannon. It's one thing for a lot of black men to be coming after black women, no matter what field she in. But it's another thing for another race thinking that she finna call a black woman ghetto without me making the video to call her out on it. All right, so let's get this here straight. A woman that look like Jigsaw want to come after Jasmine Crockett. See, the world just can't handle a black woman in a position of power that's not gonna back down from a man nor a woman. And that's what Jasmine Crockett is. All right. So what people try to do is say ghetto or she loud and things of that nature. No, she's very assertive. She's very passionate. And she very mature. So I don't know why y'all be like trying to come after Jasmine Crockett like she a bad representation of a black woman. She's an accurate representation of a black woman. A fierce woman who ain't gonna take nobody's stuff. And nothing about what she said in the video was ghetto. She was stating facts. Now, what happens is a lot of white women be jealous of black women. And a lot of black men be jealous of black women because how a black woman can start from the exact same environment as us and rise to something that they really can't achieve a lot of times. So, one thing I can't stand is when spoiled milk try to come after a person like Jasmine Crockett. Because I'm trying to figure out who you calling ghetto. You know what's ghetto? White on white crime. Last time I checked, there was a white boy who murdered Charlie Kirk. That's ghetto. And matter of fact, 9 times out of 10 times, it's a white person to take out a white person, especially one that's in positions of power. All right? Just like the Utah governor, how he was sitting there praying for 33 hours. Oh my God, I was praying for 33 hours hoping it wasn't one of us. It's always one of them. You know, white boys that grow up to become school shooters. I mean, like, what are we talking about? 9 times out of 10, the person to take out a white person is going to be a white person. So I hate when they try to say black on black crime and then they never say white on white crime. Crime is crime, but when it's our crime, it's black on black violence. If Charlie Kirk would have been focusing more on white crime and addressing the problems in his community, he would be here today. If Charlie Kirk was at a HBCU actually debating black people, black college students, and having conversations with them, he would have been alive today. Because you know one thing for shit show, a black person is not going to snipe a white person from 200 yards away. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. All right. So he would have been safer if he would have been around black folks. But you know what Charlie Kirk did? Charlie Kirk went around to different college campuses using black folks as talking point. You ain't never heard him speak highly of us. I'm sorry. There's one clip. There is one clip that Brandon Tatum tried to play. I don't know where it was, but he brought up one clip where Charlie Kirk was speaking highly of black folks. What happened to it? After that, we see nothing but just trash. Right? Just trash. Never had nothing positive to say about us again. So if Charlie Kirk would have been more so focused on little Timmy becoming a school shooter, he would be here today. But you know what he did? He focused on black crime and black on black this. Every opportunity he had to downplay black people, right? Every chance he got, he basically came for us. Every time. Matter of fact, his last words that he passed away on was gang violence. What was he asked the question, are we including or excluding gang violence? And we know that he didn't mean white gangs. He wanted to try to paint a narrative about black folks once again. And then he got, unfortunately, shot in the neck. Okay? Missing with this not. And she talking about ghetto? Charlie Kirk's memorial was ghetto. That's what was ghetto. Charlie Kirk's memorial was ghetto. Donald Trump had no respect, zero respect, right, for Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk. After Erica Kirk talking about she forgive Charlie Kirk's unaliver, you got Donald Trump. That's where I disagree. I will never forgive my enemies. I don't like my enemies. Come on, bro.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica.
That whole moral set was Tucker Carlson getting up there trying to compare Charlie Kirk to Jesus.
And it actually reminds me of my favorite story ever. So it's about 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and Jesus shows up and he starts talking about the people in power, and he starts doing the worst thing that you can do, which is telling the truth about people, and they hate it, and they just go bonkers. They hate it, and they become obsessed with making him stop. This guy's got to stop talking. We've got to shut this guy up. And I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about, what do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I can just hear him say, I've got an idea, why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up.
Like, what are we talking about? I know y'all not talking about ghetto activity. And then, not only that, they tried to say that there was no rallies behind Charlie Kirk or no nothing behind Charlie Kirk. If I'm not mistaken, there was literally a white man fight back rally going on. And then, not only that, they beat up a person at the rally for saying F Charlie Kirk. So I know y'all not talking about ghetto activity. Hold on. We just had a white man asking Trump on TikTok right now to go ahead and give the order so they can go door to door and start basically eliminating people. Ghetto, a lot of these white people are always ready for vengeance, but yet we're the problem, or yet Jasmine Crockett is the problem. You talk about ghetto, bro. The most ghetto people on this in America is not black folks, it's white people. So like, I don't know who's the number one on food stamps. White people. Okay, who commits the most crimes? White people. White people. So like, I just don't understand when you want to use this term, trying to, come for Jasmine Crockett. Look at your own community, okay? Look at your own community. I'm so sick and tired of other races thinking that they should even have a say-so in what goes on over here. We don't be worried about what y'all doing, but yet we are always being targeted by freaking white women and white men when it comes to the issues that we got. Focus on your own issues, because y'all have ghetto children that will grow up and become school shooters. Okay, you have something about y'all. A lot of white people like to take vengeance into their own hands. Okay, look at Luigi. If I'm not mistaken, ain't Luigi white? Now listen, I'm. Some people agree with what Luigi did. I don't. Personally, I don't think he should have took the United Healthcare CEO in his own hands. But I'm just using him as an example too. He thought he should take matters into his own hands. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Even with that situation, you had the Colorado school shooter. The same, wasn't the same day as Charlie Kirk's passing? Like, come on, bro. White people need to look at their own community before they try to address black folks. And to use the term ghetto, oh goodness gracious, white people, y'all basically invented ghetto. Look at your history, destroying the well, I'm gonna leave certain things alone, but look at y'all history. A whole bunch of ghetto stuff was coming from y'all community. What it is that y'all can't accept the fact that Jasmine Crockett don't back down. But that's the nature of black people, specifically black women. They just don't back down, okay? They don't fold. They keep striving, they keep going, and they stand on business. Something that a lot of, I guess, white women just can't do. So leave leave Jasmine Crockett alone. She doing the world. She doing the works that need to be done. Okay, Miss Laura Loomer. And like I'm trying not to get, you know, I'm trying not to crack too many jokes, but like, you know, just shut up.